Hey everybody, Grimer here coming at you with another Valheim tutorial. Now, if you saw the previous tutorial of the Portal Hub, this will be a second part of that. So if you haven't seen the first Portal Hub video, please go back and watch it. The little card will be up here somewhere in the top right of the screen right about now. And if you have built that, but you're interested in learning how to build the second floor, this is definitely the video for you. So here we have the Portal Hub that I built in that previous tutorial. With one little change that I did to it, I managed to squeeze the entrance into just one area, allowing me to fill another portal in here. So in the tutorial video that I did, this support beam right here would be missing, and this would be where the entrance would be, as well as having like a workbench and a forge next to it, so that you can repair your tools and items and stuff like that. I'm on a single-player world right now. I rebuilt this on there just so that I can kind of play on my own. This is kind of like a little mini recreation of my town on that Valheim Online server. But it should serve the purpose for this tutorial. Now, how to build the second floor. All right, so what we're gonna need to do first, the first step we're gonna need to do is demolition. We gotta actually take down some of this stuff. So get out your hammer and go ahead and remove the overhanging lip right there, and then the first roof panel that's hanging back like that. You're gonna want to take those completely out all the way around. Once you have the top roof removed like that, go ahead and then remove these 2-meter log poles that you have at the top as well. You're not going to need those. You're going to need to replace those with the 4-meter ones for this. And then once you have the 2-meter poles removed, you're going to need to probably build like a little bit of a ladder or something to actually start getting up here a little bit higher. But then go switch to the 4-meter log poles here, and you're going to put those right in the same place where the 2-meter log poles were. So that you're going to raise this up just a little bit, basically. So like that, and like that. You're going to want to do that on all of those spots all the way around here. Once you have the 4-meter log poles all in place, you're going to want to attach the 4-meter log beams in between them on the top if you can. I find it helpful to hop on over to the remaining part of the roof over here. And go ahead and switch to the 4-meter log beams, and then connect them in between each one of these things. And this will give you a spot to attach your roof to later. But for right now, this will create the framework for the rest of the build. Once you have those attached, you can go ahead and switch to, get rid of the core wood and switch to just the regular wood, because we're going to be putting in kind of the floor and the platform. And you're going to go up here, up your ladder again, and what you want to do is you want to attach a floor to the top of this right here. Now it's a little tricky because you can actually snap it out like this, because you're going to create a walkway in front anyway. You can choose to orientate it whichever way you want. For the sake of this, I'll do it this way. But you're going to attach these floorboards to the front like this, and that should give you, if I don't fall off, that should give you a place that you can actually stand on then up here. And you're going to want to go ahead and snap this to the front of every single one of these, and this will create your walkway around that you can then stand on as you do the rest of your build. With that walkway complete, this is basically the catwalk for the second layer. This is how you're going to get around to the different portals up here. With that walkway complete, though, you're going to want to switch to the 2-meter wood beams, and you're going to line the front of each one of those pieces you put down with one of these guys. And that way it'll create a nice little lip around the edge here. Now there is 2 different ways that you can actually get up to the top floor. One is by creating like a ladder, similar to this, connecting to it, which is what we did. If you look right here, that's what we did on Valheim Online. We just created a ladder, simple way of getting up there. And then the other way is to actually link up a portal from down on the ground floor up there. So just keep that in mind as you're building this. If you do want to add a ladder leading up to it, you can always just divert this catwalk out a little bit and have it have a ladder connect to it, like we did on Valheim Online. And once you have those 2-meter logs or 2-meter wood beams put in place, let's go ahead and work on a spot to actually get up here. Like I said, I'm going to connect it using a portal to get up here from now on. The ladder is an effective way of getting up here for when you're just trying to hurry up and get up here quickly for building. And I'm probably going to use that for a big portion of this tutorial. But what you're going to do is you're going to continue these floorboards inwards or towards the outer edge of this to cover an area like that. Ooh, big leg spike there is a world save. Putting 2 down, continuing them out that way. So that they'll give you a spot to actually place your portal up here. And so you're going to want to go around and do that on every single one of them by putting down these 2x2 wood floors. And then we'll move on to the next step. Once you have those floors put in place, what you're going to do is you're going to want to take this wood half wall, and you're going to position this on the back side of either one of those, connecting the roof to it as well. And you're just going to put that on the back of each one of these things. It's okay if there's a gap in between, that's fine. You're really never going to get smashed in there because you're going to have to walk through the portal to even reach that anyway once the portals are put in place. So it's okay to leave that gap there. And you just go ahead and put this on the back of every one of those floorboards you just got done putting down. Once the half walls are in place, go ahead and switch to the 2-meter wood beams, and you're going to want to line these up kind of on top of those walls and have them outline the top of it. You're going to need actually 3 of them to go across one face as opposed to 2, so you're not lining them up like right on top of it. You're lining it up off to the side, just kind of about halfway across the wall actually to get them to all fit. And then go ahead and finish wrapping around the entire structure with this. And this will give you a base to build the actual walls up behind it then. Once you have that ring of the 2-meter wood beams put across, switch to the 2-meter 45-degree beams here. And you're going to want to place those basically on every little intersection or every little spot that the wood beams that are going across connect to, turning them only at the corners. And this part can be very much eyeballed in a sense that you don't have to have it perfect for this. This is supposed to look pretty rough, but you space them out roughly evenly. Like right here, there technically could go one there, and you can fit one there if you want. This is going to look, I mean, like most of the structures that you build in Valheim, they don't have to be completely flawless. So you only turn them when you get to the points here where they actually do intersect. The corners do. And so like right here, I'm going to give it a little rotation. See if you can snap it in place here. And go ahead and fit all these things in here, roughly spacing them out, turning them when you need to, all the way around this. Once you have all those 45-degree beams put in place, you should have something that looks like this. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect for the spacing, so don't worry about that. It's okay if it's a little off. But on all of these corners right here, or all these little angled pieces right here, you should have one connecting to it on every single one, kind of like what I got here. And they should be positioned right behind one of these wood beams. So when you start one of these core wood beams, so for the next step, you're going to grab your wood beam 2 meters, and you're going to want to connect up at the top right behind where that is. Start right behind there. So here's the corner pieces. There's a slant going off of it. Go to the one to the right of it and connect it right behind there. And you're going to want to continue this all the way around. And what you're going to do is you're going to be connecting, you're going to be making the outline for the roof. Now right there's a little bit of a space. That's okay. You can go ahead and just fill that in with the 1 meter. This is just like a foundation for where the roof's going to connect. And you're going to want to continue this all the way around. It'll help you out tremendously when it comes to placing the roof on the diagonal parts, the gaps that you're going to have in the roof by spacing them out in a circular formation. The trick behind this is that it's all in a circular formation, so it's going to be a little tricky to get this to position quite right. So a lot of it is very much just kind of eyeballing it and getting it to fit in there how you see fit. So go ahead and continue this ring of these 1 meter beams, or these 2 meter beams, and with the exception of the 1 meter that you got to use every once in a while to get it to line up correctly, and build this all the way around here. With that ring complete all the way around, you should have something that looks a lot like this. All right, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to head on out to the outside and build a ladder on the outside so that you can get up to the roof. And we're going to jump across, and what we're going to want to do is get on top of this here. So if your jump skill isn't quite high enough, you might have to build a couple other ladders to reach up here, but what you want to do is you want to take the 26-degree thatch roof, and you're going to attach it to the core wood beams that you have going across here, all the way around. Just like this. So just rotate it as you go around, and you'll get the circular structure. Now there is this little gap that you got going on right in between here, this little spot right here, and the way that you fix that is you take your 26-degree thatch roof, and you actually attach it to either the side or the wood beam ring that we just placed around here, and that should cover it up very nicely so that it blends in just like that. Do that all the way around here. Once you have the roof put in then and everything's all covered up and done, this concludes the part where the portals are actually going to be. Now, you do need to put in one more roof attachment. That's on the front face here so that the the rain doesn't damage the catwalk. So you're going to want to grab your 26-degree thatch roof and turn it completely the opposite way of what you were doing here. So it creates that peak, and then you're going to cover the roof, again attaching it to the wood beams here, just like this. And that should give you a nice covering for your catwalk on the outside. Once you have the roof completely finished, you are actually done. You can do a couple optional things here, like you can add a railing so that you don't fall off the catwalk. To do that, all you got to do is switch to the 1 meter poles that you can get here, wooden poles, and just go ahead and not place it like that. Go ahead and snap it into each one of the corners here, best you can. Actually, if you get one down, that might be the best way to go. Snap it into the corners there, and then continue this over. And then you can go ahead and put down another beam or another support. And you can continue this all the way around then. Oops, right there. You can continue this all the way around as you see fit. Sometimes you might have to switch to the 1 meter to get it to fit in correctly. Just like so. But you can create yourself a nice little catwalk all the way around here so that you don't fall off, and a little railing so that you don't fall off. However, to get up here, like I said, you can either do ladders. You can make ladders attached to it. In any way you see fit. On Valheim Online, we added a couple of curved ladders, but what you can also do is you can go to miscellaneous and you can grab a portal, and you can actually put that down up here as well. I'm going to place it right here. Let me zoom in a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. You place that right here and make sure that the symbols are facing towards you, and you get it positioned however you want, and I usually position it a little bit farther back so I don't accidentally walk into it as I'm walking around the catwalk. Place it just like that, and what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to label this, and we're going to go top, oops, I got cap lock on. Top floor. That's what we're going to call this one, all right? So then we're going to come down here, and we're going to name one of these other portals top floor. And that way we should be able to easily warp on up there. And there you go. Top floor. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the hand railing in real quick, and that should be the end of this tutorial then. Real quick note, if you are having trouble getting the hand railing to line it up on the center, not on the notches in here where they overlap, because it's hard to get that to snap in place. Line it up on the center where there's actually a clearly defined edge that meets up with each other, and that should line up the rest of the railing then just fine. So like once you get these all put in place, you can switch back to the 2 meter wood beams, and then you can connect them on either side of these things like this, and that should give you your railing going all the way around. You can also try to finagle with the 1 meter beams if you want to try to get it to look just right, but honestly I think that it's easier just to go with the 2 meter beam and just connect them on either side of the railing then. And with that, that concludes this Valheim building tutorial. When you're all said and done, you should end up with something that looks a little bit like this. Now, if you built the older version, the original version that I had, like I said, with the different entrance than what I have here, that'll give you 30 portal spots. Okay, so with this custom one where I squeezed it into one, it gives you 31. So this gives you at least 30 portal spots in your portal hub. So hopefully this will help you guys out in your Valheim worlds and on your servers that you're on, especially when you have more than one person playing. You end up usually needing a lot of portals. So this one portal hub, built with basic materials that you can collect as soon as you get into the Black Forest, will allow you to build 30 portal spots. So if you did enjoy this though, or if you find this very helpful, or if you're building this in your world, please go down and give me a like on this video because it really helps me out a lot. And let me know in the comments section if you're building this on your world and if it's been helpful or not. So, alrighty guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.